Michael Gove is the levering up secretary, and this month made himself and the government look totally incompetent. I mean, I suppose it's not hard with them refusing to negotiate with the nurses and then trying to make out it's all Labour's fault, but that's another story. In a blatant attempt to avoid scrutiny, he failed to provide a full transcript of the statement he makes to the House, thinking he could get away with providing the thinnest of detail. However, the Speaker does his job for once and calls him out on it. Here, have a watch.
I've got the thinnest statement ever, and quite rightly the Minister has gone long, so there's something missing between what I've been provided, the opposition have been provided. That is not according to the Ministerial Code. We don't work like that. The Shadow Secretary has not been able to read what's just been said. In a moment, we are going to resume proceedings on the statement started earlier by the Secretary of State for Levelling Up. Before we do so, I have put on record my dismay that the government has failed to follow not just the clear, long-established conventions of the House, but their own rules. The Ministerial Code says a copy of the text of an oral statement should usually be shown to the opposition shortly before it is made. For this purpose, 15 copies of the statement and associated documents should be sent to the Chief Whip's office at least 45 minutes before the statement is to be made. At the same time, a copy of the final text of the oral statement should, in all cases, be sent in advance to the Speaker. The key point here is final text. It's not acceptable to provide a brief preface of a statement which is then significantly expanded upon by the Secretary of State at the dispatch box. That means the opposition has no meaningful advance notice, and this is my main concern as well, that members do not have the detail they need in a written form which they can properly ask the questions of the Minister. It is simply not acceptable and has caused the House very serious inconvenience, and it must not happen again. I have decided to allow the proceedings on the statement to continue for members to question the Secretary of State. Given the exceptional nature of this morning's events, I will call members who were not present when the Secretary of State delivered his initial statement, but who are present now. I am very grateful to Hansard for quickly producing a transcript of the Secretary of State statement, but emphasise that they should not have to be expected to do so. I now call the Shadow Secretary of State, Lisa Nandy.
Where is the ambition? Where is the leadership? Where is the government?
Thank you also for your ruling earlier, and I apologise to you and to the House. No discourtesy was intended, and I do appreciate the importance of maintaining the courtesies of the House, particularly with regard to statements. As I mentioned earlier, the context of this statement is a quasi-judicial process and a planning application. So while I always admire the Honourable Lady's rhetoric, and when she asks the rhetorical question, where is the ambition and where is the leadership, I think we all know where the ambition and where the leadership is, and it's sitting right across from me.
As Christmas approaches, you need to check out this truthful account of the 5 days of a Tory Christmas. The video's on screen now. Don't forget to hit that like button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.